where stories ignite. Every spark and ember glows with tales tonight. We'll read, you'll choose, endless quest, fireside tales, and me. Every path we take leads to worlds we've yet to see. Heroes rise and fall in lands both near and far. Mysteries unravel under moon and star. Twists and turns behind each door. Every page holds something more. Come closer now, the fire's warm. Adventures calling evermore. We'll read, you'll choose, endless quest, fireside tales, and me. Every path we take leads to worlds we've yet to see. So stoke the flames and turn the page. Our endless tale has just begun. Stoke the flames and turn the page. Our endless tale has just begun.
Warning. Mature content warning. Possible language, adult innuendos, and violent implications may be heard in this program. From the hilt cautions. Viewer discretion is advised.
It could get pretty funky up in here. Hells yeah. Greetings. I am Logan, the G.I. Joe Gamer. I got a full peanut gallery behind me, as my friend Brian likes to call his family too.
I am not a peanut.
That is not a peanut. No, the other one, the Ferrari. I'm sure it's not a Concorde, Jess, because that's what it would take to get here that fast. And they don't even do that anymore. Oh my goodness. Hope you all are having a good night tonight. We did have our topic take earlier for Village of Hamlet. So if you're interested in that, please check that out. Tomorrow night, we'll be doing our season finale of Fridays. We won't have Fridays for about a month after that. We're gonna be doing a lot of stuff next month in our house, and I'm gonna be making a G.I. Joe movie video. So with the action figures, it should be some fun. But tonight, for Endless Quest Fireside Tales, we are reading King's Quest. And for a better look at it, I do have the cover that I can put up for you like this. So I actually think mine looks better than that. But that was the best pick on the internet I could find. I should have scanned my own, but that's how it is. On the poll, we have 5 votes already, and that's pretty cool. Right now, winning is in the fourth position, Lair of the Lich. But we've got Revolt of the Dwarves, Endless Quest Book 5. Endless Quest Book 7, A Top Secret Adventure, Hero of Washington Square. Endless Quest Book 9, another Top Secret Adventure, Robbers and Robots, which we didn't do that one. We did the other one. So there were 3 Top Secret Adventures, so I decided to put them up there. And Lair of the Lich, which is in first place right now. So that's what we got coming up. And I do have all 4 of those, Revolt of the Dwarves, Hero Washington Square, my nasty copy of Under the Dragon's Wing, but inside is intact and perfect. Well, little warp, but it's an old book. And Lair of the Lich. So that's what we have on the poll. As far as Revolt of the Dwarves, this is an interesting one. It's different. It's not really about the dwarves. Dwarves are kind of the bad guys in this one. Hero Washington Square is a top secret adventure. I think I've only read each of these top secret adventures once. You got the Batmobile. What's going on here? The poll should include a fake book. You can surprise us with the name. For example, Feast of Hobbits Taint. What? Jess? Oh my goodness, Jess, what is wrong with your husband? No, just kidding.
Control your husband.
That's funny, Ray. That is funny. Feast of Hobbits Taint. But no, okay. So then we got Under Dragon's Wing, which was a fun
now we know what Ray likes in
D&D adventure, and Lair of the Lich, also a cool D&D adventure. So but we have Hero of Washington Square. Why did I have robbers and robots in there? We don't have robbers and robots. We have Under the Dragon's Wing. Robbers and robots we already did, so that's an extra one that doesn't need to be in there. So the one I'm not showing you is Under the Dragon's Wing for some reason. That's what we're going to have. That's what's on the poll, so that's what we're going to have. Yeah, that's an interesting conversation going on behind the live scene, you know. Well,
between the privates and the butthole.
And that is from the hilt. Oh shit. Okay, guys.
Because it ain't your bum and it ain't your front.
So it taint any of those things. Taint meat. That's what Ray said.
I taint gonna be here.
Oh. Why are you leaving?
Oh, I needed to leave in the first place.
Oh, okay.
He's leaving because we're talking about taint.
Yeah, we do. No more taint. Let's turn the volume down here and get some music on the background. I played this earlier in the topic take for A Village of Hamlet. Yep, it is. You are so right, Ray. Lair of the White Worm is winning. What Lair of the White Worm? You mean the Lich? Yes, Lair of the Lich is winning right now. The White Worm. All right, buddy. All right. Bye, Jake. Okay, so tonight we have King's Quest. The way this works, guys, you know who's in the chat. And if you don't know, then this is what we do. We read the book. I read the book as your narrator. Narrator Logan tonight. And when we come to a choice, the chat votes, and we go where the majority wants us to go. So mob rules. Night, Jake, you're gonna done. Buy not nigh. Okay, I figured it. I'll buy. That's okay because naturally Red Interruptus has made dinner right now. I just got it ready right now. So he's serving us up here. I'm surprised he didn't serve me first like he always does. Yes, I'm going to be in the middle of this for the next hour and a half to 2 hours. Just put it over here. I'll piece on it. And this is the conversation we like to have on the left. Okay. This book, it's real life, sure. This book is by Tom McGowan. Cover art is by Ben Otero. Do it up properly. And the interior art is by Kevin Nichols. And right away, on the title page, we have some pretty cool art. So there it is. I show all the art of the book when we come to it. If we don't get to it, you don't get to see it. It says for Carrie. That's a nice little dedication. As an author, I like to get dedication. We got a Kenneth Bird joining us again. Thank you for being here, my friend. Hope you're ready for an adventure because we're off to the races. We get this done right, and I can get my camera set up for it. All right, in the middle. You, yes, you are about to set off on an adventure in which you will meet many dangers and face many decisions. Your choices will determine how the story turns out, so be careful. You must choose wisely. Now, the reason why I do that is because they got it all in caps, so you know I'm reading it the way it's written. Do not read this book from beginning to end. Instead, you are faced with a decision. As you are faced with a decision, follow the instructions and keep turning to the pages where your choices lead. you until you come to an end at any point. Your choice can bring success or disaster. You can read King's Quest many times with many different results. So if you make an unwise choice, go back to the beginning, start again. But we do a mulligan page and go back to the last choice and start again. Good luck on your adventure. In this story, you are Sparrow. Yes, Cousin Sparrow. A young juggler who, together with your brother Jay. No, I said you're a young juggler. Juggalo. Whoa. We're going full insane clown posse here. Juggalo. In this story, you are Sparrow, a young juggler. Together with your brother Jay, travels from town to town performing your act at inns and fairs in order to scratch out a meager existence. It's a hard life, and nothing exciting ever seems to happen to you until then. Day. All right. Let's do this. At your feet lies a dead man. Right off the bat. In your hand is a square of parchment, upon which is drawn a crude map. You can't believe you have just agreed to undertake a quest that, if successful, will set the tormented spirit of a king and set free the tormented spirit of a king and reward you with enormous treasure. Enormous. Nothing but juggalo stuff. Only minutes ago, you and your brother, Jay, were making your way along a narrow road that winds through the vast, dim forest known as Elfwood. Jay is 17, 5 years older than you. You must be 12 in this. You are orphans, and you make a living by juggling at fairs, inns, castles, wherever you can. It's a hard life. All right, the older brother's voice. Okay. We should be out of these woods by sunset, Sparrow, Jay remarked. There's an inn near the forest edge. Maybe they'll let us do our juggling act in exchange for supper. Suddenly you spotted something. There's a man lying up ahead, you exclaimed. I see another child. I've been again, Bentagandon. Okay. Bentagandon. Hard but boring, apparently. Yes, hard but boring. Bentaganodon. Okay, we're still on the dinosaur names. Okay. You and Jay ran to where the stranger lay at the side of the road beneath the rowan tree. Nearby, a horse nibbled grass at the edge of the wood. The middle-aged man wore the leather jacket of a warrior. You gasped as you saw an arrow protruding from his side. I believe that's the picture we saw at the beginning. Arrow in his side, but your brother is not present in this picture. Just the 12-year-old boy that we get to play. Okay. Water. Okay, what do I got? I'm doing the diamonds here. Those are cat hybrids, Logan. Okay, I get it. So, like gestures, do we have silly outfits? We can, Jess, if you want. It's all make-believe. It's theater of the mind. So, we're all now wearing silly jester costumes, thanks to Jeff. Water, he moaned weakly. Water, I pray. Quickly, you pulled out your water flask. He drank thirstily, then sank back weakly. I am dying, he whispered. Scarface and his evil band are pursuing me. But they must not get what they seek. My only hope is to entrust it to you. Listen, and I will tell a tale that will make your hair stand on end. Let me tell you, he's dying. Let me tell you a story. I pull out my tiger mask. Okay. Mostly not low. I'm not sure what Loganodon is. It's just Loganodon. That's what it is. Hey, cool gamer. Welcome in, buddy. Reading. So, we're already into it, bud. All right. We're talking to a dying man who's going to tell us a story because he's dying. Long ago, when the great King Farad Silverhair died, he was buried in a secret tomb with his treasure. As is the custom, one day robbers entered the tomb. They carried away the treasure and the king's bones in a bag, for there was great magic in kingly bones. They hid the bones and treasure in a cave, planning to return for it. They never did. They were killed by a band of marauding goblins. The bones and the treasure are still there. The stranger paused to regain his breath. Faroth Silverhair was my ancestor. His spirit cannot rest until his bones are buried again. I learned the whereabouts of the cave and was going there to bury his bones, but now I cannot. If you will swear to put him to rest, I will reveal the way. The treasure will make you rich, but you must swear to bury King Silverhair's bones. Do you swear? Jay studied your face intently, then nodded slowly. We swear, you breathed. The stranger fumbled in his pouch, withdrew a parchment, and placed it in your hand. This map will show you the way. But beware of Scarface and his cutthroats. They'll do anything to get the map. And when you reach the cave, beware of the... His words ended in a choking gasp. And he laid still. Okay. I trust a 12-year-old boy instead with all of this. Swear, 12-year-old boy, now! Beware of the Right on a Mighty Python Tiger. Okay. He's dead, said Jay in a shocked voice. So now you stand with the map in your hand, staring down at the dead man. Where does the map say the cave is, Pharaoh? Asked Jay. You study the map. This must be the road we're on now, Jay says, pointing. Oh, okay. This must be the road we're on now, Jay says, pointing. The road leads to a distant town called Riverbend. Beyond the town is a cluster of hills. An arrow points to one of them. That must be where the treasure is. Just think, Sparrow. We'll never be hungry again. First, we must bury the king's bones, he reminded firmly. And remember, he tried to warn us about some kind of danger at the cave. I wonder what that could be. You have no tools to bury the dead man, but you're sure the elves who live in the forest will find him and bury him. He gently closed his eyes and folded his hands over his chest. Yeah, fuck him. We're going to go find some bones and bury them. Come on, says Jay. If this road leads to that town, all we have to do is stay on it. Not necessarily, you say hesitantly. The stranger said someone was after him. That must be who shot him with the arrow. If we stay on the road, we may run into them. We'd be safer traveling among the trees. I don't think so, Sparrow. This forest belongs to the elves, and they don't like having humans in it. People can go through it as long as they stay on the road, but if we leave it, we could get into trouble with the elves. Let's go fight the nothing bad will happen. We already had a choice, my friends.
We're 12.
If you decide to stay on the road, yes, we're 12. You decide to stay on the road, turn to page 32. You decide to travel through the forest, turn to page 35. So, road or forest? Let's do this. Stranger danger. Fuck all that. This was in the past. There was no stranger danger then.
Man's dying. Take his word for it.
Yeah, it must be true. He's dying. It was his last words ever. Okay, so we've got the road or through the forest. Hello, Pure Vanilla Cookie. Hello. Welcome in. We're reading an endless quest book, and the chat is voting on which way we're going. We've got a forest vote. All right, Pure Vanilla Cookie is getting into the spirit. We got a cookie, a hello cookie. We got a forest vote, so that's two forest votes. Two forest votes. I'm kind of looking like the cow with my teeth on. Hi, Pure Vanilla Cookie. Yes, hello, welcome in. We like it when new people show up. We all have a bunch of moderators here, so you know how that works. Only wrenches around here. All right, so we have 2 for the forest. Oh, the tiger says the forest. That's 3 for the forest. Count Logan, BB. Hey, what's up, Barry? How you doing, my friend? You can vote too. Forest, go through the forest, or stay on the road. Everyone must vote now. That's not how it works, Jeff. It's not a mandatory vote thing. You want to vote there, man? Forest. Oh, that'd be 4. 4 for the forest. This is looking foresty. Run, forest, run. I'm gonna count that as 5, Barry. So it looks like I'm with 5 people in the chat. I'm gonna call that unanimous, and we're going to the forest. The Barry Forester Road. He already said forest. You see, run, forest. Yes. Forest. Okay. All right, we got forest. Okay. All right, so forest is 35. Okay. We're going to mulligan. We're going to use our bookmark and go to the mulligan page, and then we're going to go to the new page. So if something happens, we can go back and go to the other choice. All right. It seems to you as if there's no more to be feared from the murderers the dying man was fleeing than from the stern fair elves. So you decide to leave the road and head into the forest. You make your way through the trees until you are some distance from the road, but can still see it. Suddenly you hear the sound of hooves. You crouch low and peering through the trees, see a half-dozen horsemen ride by. They are dressed in black hooded cloaks, with swords hanging from their belts and bows slung across their shoulders. They are not even humans. 3 are not even humans. They are 2 ugly half-orcs, and 1 snarling hyena-faced gnoll, a chakol. It looks like a dangerous crew. Haha. They must be the ones the stranger was fleeing from, whispers Jay. Wendigos? Maybe. You decide to move on, still keeping the road in sight, but after a short time, you hear hooves again. 3 of the hooded riders come into sight, moving slowly, leaning down off their horses to peer at the ground and glance into the woods. You and Jay both know they are looking for you. They must have been able to tell from your footprints that someone had been with the dying man and now has the map. They're trying to track you. Suddenly the men come to a stop and start to dismount, as if they are going to come into the forest straight towards you. Like startled rabbits, you and Jay dash deeper into the woods, leaping over logs and ducking under low limbs. Finally, you come to a stop, panting. The Cheddar Chapel, welcome in. We're reading an endless quest book, and when we get to a question, the chat gets to vote on which way we go. Anything scary in a forest is usually a Wendigo. Yeah, well, maybe. Remember, goblins live in the forest, Jeff. It's a choose a path story reading. Yes, indeed, Tiger. Thank you. All right. I think we're safe, says Jay. Jay says, hopefully. You look around. You're in a small clearing, but all you can see around you is a wall of tree trunks. Where's the road, Jay? Where's the road, Jay? Straight back the way. That way, I think, says Jay, pointing. Don't worry, we'll find it. I think we better stay here a while, though, to make sure those guys don't find us. You look around again. The forest is starting to fill with shadows. It's going to be dark pretty soon, Jay. We can't look for the road in the dark. We're going to have to spend the night here. Is it safe? We can make a fire to scare off any animals, he says, then frowns. Of course, those bandits might see it. Maybe we could climb a tree and sleep in it. We might fall out, you say dubiously. Well, we could always sleep on the ground without a fire and hope nothing dangerous comes along, says Jay. You decide, Sparrow. If you decide to sleep on the ground, turn to page 91. If you decide to sleep in a tree, turn to page 10. If you decide to sleep on the ground without a fire, turn to page 30. So fire, no fire, or in a tree. Okay, we got 1 vote for tree. Let's see. We are listening to a book which has choice. Yes, that's exactly what's happening right now. Hi and welcome, Cheddar Chapel. Sleep in a tree. That's 2. Wow. I don't think I ever made that choice. That's like the youngster when I read this. We got 2 for tree. 2 for tree. Sleep in a tree. Wow, that's 3 for tree. 3 out of 4 people in the chat have voted for sleep in a tree. So we're going to go with sleep in a tree. All right, let me see here. Sleep in a tree, turn to page 10. This is our new mulligan page. All right. So we do a do-over. But page 10, that's all the way back here. That's the cool part about it. These kind of pick a path to adventures. You don't read from front to back. Ray says in the tree with a fire. Well, Ray's outvoted. All right, so you decide it's safest to sleep in a tree. You find one with thick branches and climb in it. You don't sleep well. It grows so dark you can't see your hand 2 feet away. And the forest is full of frightening sounds. Why would your hand be like 2 feet away? Never mind. Sure, burn ourselves up. Great idea. That might work though, Tiger. When morning comes, you climb down sleepily and ask, which way is the road, Jay? This way, I think, he says, pointing. But after traveling for some time, you both realize that you should have reached the road by now. I'm afraid we're lost, you say miserably. We've got to find the way out, he says determinedly. We could starve to death if we don't. We just have to keep looking, Sparrow. Well, lost and starving, eh? That's too bad, says a small, high voice. I'm sorry. Well, lost and starving, eh? That's too bad, says a small, high voice. You look about quickly. Seated upon a nearby tree branch is a little man, no more than 2 feet tall, with gauzy green wings. It's a pixie. Just follow me, and I promise that your worries will soon be over, it says sincerely. You and Jay both know that pixies are most untrustworthy, but maybe this one really does want to help you. Should you trust the pixie, or should you keep looking for the way out of the forest yourself? So we've got a new choice and a new mulligan page. Trust the pixie, or don't trust the pixie. Aha. Hello, Byron Vivar. Welcome in. You need a bong for this trip? That might be, buddy. All right, never trust the pixies. That's one for no trusting the pixie. About whether there's an image of the pixie in the tree. You and Jay together, finally. You and your brother. There it is, pixie. If I can get a clear shot of that. There we go. All right, so one for not trusting the pixie. All right, other votes? Pixie, you're troublemakers. No pixie. 2 naysayers for against the pixie, and guess what? Right now, you're the only 2 people in chat, so that's the way that goes. All right, so we're not trusting the pixie. If you decide you can't trust the pixie, turn to page 85. Got a lot of choices in this one so far. This is fun. All right. Yeah, he looks sus. You remember hearing people say, never trust the pixie. And decide there must be a good reason for that advice. No, thank you, tell the pixie. We'll find the way out ourselves. You'll be sorry. I hope you starve to death. I hope the wolves get you, shrieks the pixie and vanishes from sight. Let's go this way, suggests Jay, pointing to the right. You begin to trudge through the trees. You hope you weren't wrong about the pixie, but it's too late now. Where did everyone go? Only 2 people. I don't know. Well, they're berry. I like pixie sticks. Don't call on pixie sticks. Let's go, man. Okay, well, it's too late. Soon you find yourselves on the bank of a sparkling stream. You both fling yourselves down for a long, cool drink and then fill your water flask. Suddenly, Jay exclaims, "This is it, Sparrow. All we have to do is follow this stream, and it'll lead us out of the woods. In fact, unless I miss my guess, it'll lead us right to Riverbend. Come on, let's go!" But the stream has given you an idea, too. Why don't we build a raft? There are plenty of logs and vines around. Then we can float to Riverbend. Great idea, Jay exclaimed. The 2 of you begin collecting logs and lashing them together with vines. It's noon by the time you finish. You step onto the raft and push off from shore, using 2 long poles made from tree branches. It's pleasant floating down the stream in the shade of the leafy treetops overhead. By late afternoon, you see that the trees are thinning out, and before long, you are out of the woods. The stream flows lazily through a broad, rolling plain. You and Jay guide the raft to shore and pull it up onto the bank. In your travels, you have often camped beside rivers, so you both have fish hooks and line in your belt pouches. You spend some time fishing, and Jay finally lands a fine trout for supper. After you've eaten, Jay says, I wonder if we should spend the night here or get back on the raft. We could gain a lot of time floating along while we're asleep. But would it be safe, you ask? You decide to spend the night right where you are, turn to page 142. If you decide to sleep on the raft while you float down the river, turn to page 79. Woo, we got a new mulligan. So sleeping vision on the river or camp on the shore. Visionary demand. Hello, welcome in. We are reading an Endless Quest book. You say, yeah, we say hi to everyone. Yes, we do. That's the way we roll around here. You might notice all the blue wrenches too. There's a reason for that. So, are we going to spend the night right where we are, or are we going to sleep on the raft and float down the river while we sleep? That sounds like a great idea, doesn't it? No, it's all good, Visionary Demand. Welcome in. This is one of the things, we do this once a month where I read an Endless Quest book, and the chat chooses which way we go based on the questions in the book, like right now. Spend the night right where you are, or sleep on the raft while you float down the river. Let's see. I'm the real Norpy. Whoa, what is this? This is an Endless Quest book reading. That's what it is. Welcome in. I'm a bit scared to sleep on a moving boat. I mean, waterfall. So yeah, I say sleep on the shore. Stay where we are. That's 2 for sleep on the shore. All right. All right, so I guess we're going to sleep on the shore if we don't get any other boats. What do you think, Ben?
Where are we?
You went down the river, and the question is sleep on the shore or sleep while you're rolling, floating, continuing to float down the river. Well, that's 1 for floating down the river and 2 for sleeping on the shore. Endless Quest book, read, yes. Reading an Endless Quest book, and the chat decides which way we go. And welcome in, new people. The real Norpy and Visionary Demand. Got a lot of people come in tonight. So, like I said, I read a book, I make silly voices, and we just have a good time. The real Norpy Choose Your Own Adventure book. Yes, yes. All right, looks like we're gonna sleep on the shore because we got 2 for the shore and 1 for float down the river. So, yeah, you heard it. Yeah, they can. Let's see. If you decide to spend the night right where you are, it's going to take 140. We'll keep the new mulligan page. So if something bad happens, we can go back and go the other direction. 142. Uh-oh. Here we go, guys. It's going to be our first return mulligan. There's even a picture to show you when it's over. He makes good voices. We have a silly time. That's the idea, yeah. You think you'd be safer on land than floating on the water on a flimsy raft while you sleep. So you decide to stay where you are. There's a bit of a chill in the air, so you build up the fire and lie down. 1 on each side of it. For long you're asleep. Suddenly you're awakened by a crushing weight on your chest. Your eyes fly open, and with astonishment you see a small, burly, black-bearded man kneeling on you, holding a knife at your throat. It's a robber dwarf.
I knew it.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see 2 other dwarves holding Jay down. Don't move, or I'll cut your throat. The dwarf growls. With his free hand, he pulls the pouch off your belt. Then he picks up your food bag from where you placed it by the fire. And in an instant, he and the other 2 robbers have vanished into the night. Sparrow, are you all right? Calls Jay. You sit up. Yes, they've taken my pouch with the map in it. Jay puts his arm around your shoulder and tries to comfort you. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. It looks like the end of our quest. But we can still ride the raft to the riverbed. We'll find work there at an inn or something, or someplace. We'll get along all right. You'll see, Sparrow. The end.
I told you that.
Dun, dun, dun!
Sleep on the shore.
I don't want to sleep on a badly made raft. You're kidding with what the hell? Oh shit! I love these. Love these responses. Well, that's the other choice. We're going back to the mulligan page. Look at that picture. Oh, that's nasty. That was gnarly. Way to go, Tom McGowan. Pretty sure that's who wrote this. Yes, Tom McGowan. Wow. All right, we do not have a new mulligan page. So with this choice, we'll have to try to find our way back. All right, so you decide to sleep on the raft, float down the river, turn to page 79. That'd be awesome if both of these were the endings. Hello, Christopher Works. Welcome in, bro.
You just die either way.
You just die either way. Yeah. Oh, no. This one takes us to a choice. All right. So we get a choice. So, all right, here we go. We're going to have a new mulligan page after this. Let's see. Geez, fine. Sleep on a raft. Just stopping by to say hi. It's late, and tomorrow's going to be a long Friday. I get it, buddy. I get it. I'm sorry we had to start late tonight because we had we had to do the RPG takes tonight too because we didn't last week. We should have, but we didn't. Yeah, it's good to see you, buddy. All right, so here we go. We're gonna sleep on the raft as we float down the river. Push off from shore. And once the raft is floating smoothly, you and Jay stretch out side by side. As you lie there looking up at the night sky aglow with stars and a full moon, your eyes gradually close, and before long you drift off to sleep. You are awakened by a pressure on your arm and the sound of Jay excitedly whispering your name. Huh? What's the matter? You mumble, still half asleep. Shh, don't make any noise. Take a look around. Kayak would have been better, I agree. Well, let's see these two boys make a kayak. They made a hastily made raft that I'm surprised didn't see. Sleepily, you glance off to one side, and suddenly your eyes snap wide open. The raft is drifting on a narrow part of the stream, with the banks no more than several arm lengths away on each side. In the bright moonlight, you can see clearly that both banks are lined with scores of huge, silent, crouching shapes. You realize with a shudder that the shapes you see are gigantic frogs, nearly 3 times the size of a man. Their bodies are dark green with yellow blotches. Bodies are dark green with yellow blotches, and their huge, pale eyes, with your huge, pale, bulging eyes, gleam faintly as they stare at you. So what are we going to do now, Jay? You whispered. I don't know, Jay whispered back. Maybe if we just try to lie still, they won't bother us. We can drift on past them. They might, but they might attack anyway. Maybe we should yell and see if we can scare them away. What do you think, Sparrow? Froggy food, yes. They have their hands in their pockets. Their hands in each other's pockets. Food, yes, frog food. Hello, Brindazzle. Welcome in. We're reading Ellen's quest book. Do we have any weapons? No weapons have been mentioned yet. You're just a couple of jugglers. Maybe you got some balls. Frogs are usually not aggressive. I'll see. These are D&D frogs, Jess. We are in trouble. Hey, Berdazzle. Yes. We're 12 and 17. But all right, here are the choices. I got it really cool. This is the center of the book page, so we've reached that. If you decide to frighten the frog, if the frog's away, turn to page 135. If you decide to lie still and try to drift by the frogs, turn to page 50. So there we are. We got a 2-page picture. I don't know how clearly you can see that. So I'll try to get a closer look of each page and go by slowly. So you'll think you driftwood? All right. So you want to float by quietly? One for float by quietly. Distract them with our talent. Stay quiet and don't move. That's 2. That's 2. You can juggle. Yes. That's 2 for don't move. Oh. Phil, hey, Phil. Phil says lie still. Welcome in, Phil. Lie still. Is that your other stage name, buddy? We love having you in here, Phil. I hope you're having a good night, buddy. Phil by quietly. All right, looks like we're going to go with that. Lie still. Is it 1 frog? How many frogs? I showed you the picture. In the picture, I could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 frogs. Let me see if we can get a better look at this. That's just one side. Yeah, they're man-sized frogs, and there's 5 of them. All right. Hello, Alex's Brick Empire. Welcome in. And Mr. Noodles. We're reading it on this quest book. We just made a choice. We're going to lie still and try to drift by these giant man-sized frogs. Well, that's also our new mulligan page. All right, turning to page 50. Here we go. All right. A lot of people pop in tonight. Good to see new people. Hope you enjoy the book reading. And the chat gets to choose, so it's interactive. Everybody saying hi. It ain't easy being green. You're probably right about this. Love this guy. Okay, cool. I don't know. I don't know who you're referring to, but welcome in all the same, Mr. Noodle. All right, let's see here. You know that frogs usually don't snap at anything that isn't moving, so you decide to keep still. You stay crouched, trying not to move a muscle or even breathe too loudly as the raft slides painfully, slowly past the rows of goggle-eyed giants. Just in case, you have your hand on the hilt of your knife. Okay, Jess, we have a knife. We now have a knife. Its short blade won't be much use against one of the huge creatures, but it somehow makes you feel a little safer to hold it. You have pizza? I see how it is. I was never served my dinner, so I asked, but you know, what? I don't even know if I get dinner because it looks like all the fries are gone and wow. Nope, he did not. Yeah. Sure, please. All right. Suddenly, one of the frogs leans forward and opens its mouth. Wow. Its tongue is long and thick as a boa constrictor. Snaps out and wraps around you. You yell in fear as you realize that you're stuck to the tongue like a fly on flypaper, and the frog is trying to pull you into its mouth. Cheese and ground beef or raised vegan pizza. Pizza 5. Luckily, your knife hand is free, and you flail out wildly, slashing at the thick snake-like tongue. The frog lets out a bellow of pain and releases you with such violence that you knock Jay off the raft into the water. The air seems filled with pale, leaping shapes as the frogs, frightened by the commotion, jump off in all directions. Wow! This is crazy. I'm not sure what to do next until I see Logan act out at least one more time. That once was enough, buddy. Yeah. Fortunately, you're not far from the bank. You wade up onto it, Jay beside you, and crouch among the bulrushes and cattails, shivering in your wet clothes. It was too close for comfort, you exclaimed. The frog was trying to eat me. You were lucky to get out of that alive. But your brother says, but look at this, he's got you. Ah! Frog. Was it the picture of the frog? He was going to eat a nice frog impression. You're welcome. It's not easy to be green. Hi-ho.
It's
Kermit the Frog.
We're 12 years old.
Oh. You're lucky to get out of that alive, Sparrow, Jay says, glancing about. We better get out of here fast, Sparrow. We follow the river, we'll get to Riverbend sooner or later, but we might run into more frogs or something even worse. We stay by the riverbanks. He points off to the right. I'm pretty sure the road is that way, off that way. But it may be miles from here, and who knows what kind of country there is between us and it. What shall we do, Sparrow? Head for the road, stay by the river. And that is our new mulligan page. Head for the road or follow the river. Ignore the bird, follow the river, as Billy Barty said in Willow. Nice frog, bro. I love that. I love it. Ribbit, meaty. Okay, what is happening? You just about got eaten by a frog. You swam to shore after you whacked at it with your knife and got free. But we tried laying still, but one attacked and we fought it off. Yep, that's pretty much it. Phil needs more info. Okay, so follow the river or head towards the road. Those are your choices. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. So, yeah. I'll take care of that. Just do that. Peace on some food while while I'm reading here. You can't eat my food, dog.
You can't.
Okay, get off the river. Time for a change. Road, that's 2 for road. Is that for the river, Tiger? I can't tell. Road trip, that's 3 for the road. Anybody else? Road? Road or river, Ben? Okay, Ben's saying no froggies. She wants to go road. That's 4. All right, so what do you guys think? Anybody else? I think the Tiger voted for river. But I think that makes you outvoted, Tiger. All right, looks like we're heading for the road. We return to page 129. I don't remember any of this from this book. I remember getting to a dungeon, having some fun, and winning the book. But that's not what happened tonight. Yep. Okay. All right. I'm going to the road. 129. People see how crazy we are. They either stay or they don't, and they usually don't. It's fun though. It's all in good fun. Okay. You brought snacks for the car with an 8. Yep. Yep. All right. Here we go. Well, we won't meet up with any more giant frogs on the road, but we may if we stay near the river, you declare. Let's head for the road, Jay. You haven't gone 50 steps before you realize that you are entering a huge marsh. The ground is soft and squishy underfoot. A forest of high bulrushes and cattails surrounds the two of you. The noises coming from all parts of the marsh hint of strange creatures inhabiting it. In the distance, you hear a low bellow that must come from the throat of some enormous monster. Much nearer, you hear a long, wailing shriek. Nearer still, there is a low, steady grunting noise. We are 138. I did some shows at Stuckey's. Stuckey's. Ninja Turtles, okay. Words 129 with an 8. 129. We're at 138, yes. Marsh werewolf. Maybe. Okay. Let's see. You stop suddenly. Jay, I don't think we better try to get through here after all, you decide. It's too dangerous. There are all sorts of strange things in this marsh, and some of them could be a lot worse than those giant frogs. I wouldn't be surprised if there's quicksand too. I don't think we could possibly make it all the way to the road. Jay nods as he looks around. I'm afraid you're right, Sparrow. You better turn back and keep following the riverbank after all. But we're going to a different page. Oh, no, it's the same one, 13. So we now no longer have thought it was a different page, but it's not. We go to page 13, so we didn't really have a choice there. Now we don't have a mulligan page, so whatever happens, my friends. Well, it looks like this one goes to a new choice, so let's see. Everywhere is too dangerous. Yeah, that's what I loved about this book. Everywhere I went, dang. Let's see. I'll look them up after. I'll look them up though. What name, Phil? Joy stolen? Yeah, pretty much. Moons over my hammy. Wouldn't that be at IHOP? Moons over my hammy. All right, cut me a French fry. I'm good. You make your way along the riverbank, peering about for any sign of dangerous creatures. Soon you realize you're in a huge marsh with a forest of cattails and bulrushes. This is where we were a minute ago. Stretching out on both sides of the river, the marsh resounds with strange sounds. Once you think you see a huge scaly shape of a dinosaur in the distance. Another time, a big, shaggy, shambling thing. We were talking about dinosaurs earlier, Jeff. Like a pile of rotting plants with 2 legs, stares at you from the other side of the river. But when morning arrives, the noises die away, as if all the dreadful creatures of the swamp have gone into hiding for the day. By mid-morning, you have left the marsh behind. You trudge on all day without seeing a sign of light. But when twilight begins to turn into night once more, you see lights twinkling ahead, and you know you are nearing Riverbend. You reach the town sometime later and find a stable to sleep in, with soft hay for a bed. The next morning, with the last of your money You buy a spear for each of you and start out on the last leg of your quest into the desolate hilly country beyond town. By late afternoon, you have found the hill. You begin the long climb to the top. Suddenly, Jay stops and asks, "Did you hear that?" You listen for a moment before you hear a deep rumbling noise that rises and falls. It seems to be coming from the crest of the hill. You better not make any noise until we find out what that is, Jay says in a low voice. Carefully, you continue up the hillside, the noise growing louder all the while. Finally, as you make your way around a large boulder, you see what is making the sound. On the rocky slope, no more than 100 steps away, is a cave. And lying in the entrance is a gigantic body, half inside and half outside. It's a huge, slumbering dragon. The sound you have been hearing is its breathing. You stare in dismay. The creature's jaws are as long as your whole body, and it is covered with gleaming brownish scales that look as hard as a metal shield. From its nostrils, thin trickles of pale blue smoke cloud the air. You feel Jay pull at your arm, and he jerks his head toward the slope behind you. He wants to move back down the trail to talk. You nod, and as quietly as possible, the two of you steal back down the hillside, out of earshot. "Sparrow," Jay whispers, "we don't have a chance against that dragon. There's only one thing we can do. Give up." You shake your head firmly. "There are two other things we could do, Jay. One is to wait to see if the dragon leaves, and the other is to try to talk to it. So, you want to wait to see if the dragon leaves, or do you want to try to talk to the dragon?" It's a dragon.
Well, what are we gonna say?
You grab Jay's arm and use it to jerk your head. "We might be able to negotiate with the dragon." So Jess wants to talk to him. That's not a very firm head shake. No. Are you crazy? Let's talk to the dragon with like a little, like in Dr. Doolittle. So I got 2 for talk to it.
No.
Okay, I gotta know. So no, I'm gonna wait for it to leave. So 2 against 1 so far. So far, so goody. And like I said, I don't remember any of this from this book. I went a completely different way. Yep. Just confirming. Talk to the dragon. All right, guys.
No, what are we gonna say?
What up, bitch? We were just traveling through your territory.
We accidentally stumbled upon a.
Waking a sleeping dragon? No, thank you. So that's 2 and 2. I love noodles in a cup. Both people? Yeah, we need one more at least. Push me, pull you. Noodle. And welcome in. Noodles in a cup. We're just chilling, reading a book, and it's another quest book. So when we get to a choice, the chat gets to vote on which way we go. But right now, the choice is: do we wait to see if the dragon leaves, or do we try to talk to the dragon? You have 2 votes for talk, 2 votes for wait, and see if it leaves. Anything's possible, Jess. We are at a tie right now. We are at a tie right now, actually. Yes, we are. Yes. Parlay. All right. That's 3 for talk. Ray says parlay, and we all know that means talk. All right. So, and all of us who have seen Pirates of the Caribbean, any of you even mentioned the word parlay? I like noodles in a cup too. You wrote 8, Des. That's too funny. Yes. You don't think you are? Okay. All right. Well, welcome in, noodles in a cup. All right. So it looks like we're going to try to parlay with the dragon, as Ray said. All right. So this is our new mulligan page. So if we die, we come back and take our other choice. This will just go to page 16, which is 1 page away because we are at 14. Ooh, we got a picture. Picture of the dragon. That's a cool picture. Yeah, pretty cool. Ooh, It could be food, yes. All
Dragon.
right. Talk to it, exclaims Jay, startled, glancing fearfully up toward the top of the hill. He drops his voice to a whisper again. You're crazy, Sparrow. What makes you think we could talk to that? Dragons can talk just like we do, Jay. And not all of them are evil. I think that's a gold dragon, one of the good ones. What would you say? Asked Jay. I'd ask it to let us have the bones of Farad Silverhair so we could bury them. You tell him. We promised to do that, Jay. And we've got to try. If that dragon believes in lawful good, it will give us the bones. And if it's evil, it'll burn us to a crisp, Jay said firmly. He thinks for a few moments, then draws a deep breath. Well, I can't let you go by yourself, Sparrow. If we're going to die, we may as well die together. Come on. Leaving your spears behind, you walk back up the crest of the hill. You don't know about Jay, but your legs are shaking so that you can barely walk. You and Jay come to a halt about 20 steps from the dragon. Fearfully, you clear your throat, hoping that the sound will awaken the creature. So just because he's gold, he's good. Indeed, that would be true. He looks nice. Yeah. I bet dragons would like noodles. I bet they would. Probably there's always dragons on my pot noodle cup. Yep. They have pot noodles? All right. One of the dragon's eyes snaps open suddenly. And it is deep yellow and as big as your head. A moment later, the other eye opens. Now, what in the name of dragon is this? Demands the puzzled dragon in a deep, rumbling voice. So far, so good, you think. You're sure that if this dragon were evil, you and Jay would be dead by now. In a trembling voice, you say, Sir Dragon, may we please talk to you? At the dispensary. You dare. That's excellent, but dangerous, lol. I do. You do. Okay. All right. The dragon stares at you for a few moments, and then it says, what do you want to talk to me about, little one? Tell the dragon everything. From your meeting with the dying man in the forest right up to the present moment. We were hoping you'd let us have the bones of King Farad Silverhair so we could end his spirit's sorrow and keep our promise, you finished in a rush. So that's what's causing all the moaning at night in the cave? The dragon roars. Young human, I am touched by your sad tale and also by your bravery. I will let you take the bones of the king, and you may also take one of the treasure chests from the cave. The dragon willing to give up a treasure chest. That's amazing. You and Jay stare at each other in amazement. This is more than you could have hoped for. Hold out your torch, orders the dragon. Jay removes the torch from his belt and holds it out toward the dragon. Gentle snort. The dragon sets the end of it ablaze, then stands aside from the entrance to the cave. You'll find it quite safe in there, it says. There was a large spider living in the cave when I first came, but a few fiery puffs took care of that problem. You hurry into the cave down a short, rocky passage and into a large cavern. By the light from the torch, you see a pile of chests and bags in one corner. You fill the bags until you find that one is filled with bones and pick it up. Jay grabs a small chest filled with glittering gold coins and sparkling jewels, and you hurry back out of the cave. Hello, Cameron Miller. Welcome in. We're just about finishing up an Endless Quest book, it looks like. First taste is free, Phil. I think Logan's had some noodles already. I wish. No, I did have ramen for lunch, so there it is. A whole treasure, yeah. I'm also touched by your hand, and I don't like it. Cameron, no clue. Something. Did you find a case 2.0? I don't know. Something. All right, so talk to the dragon. He said you can go in and get some treasure and the bones to bury the king. He want the dragon to know that you appreciate its kindness and bow deeply. Thank you very much, Sir Dragon. You are one of the kindest dragons I've ever met. You're welcome, little one, says the dragon. Now be off with you, and don't tell any other humans about this. I don't want mobs of them coming up here and bothering me. It's nearly dusk when you and Jay reach the bottom of the hill. Using your spears, you quickly dig a grave for the bones of the king, Farrah Silverhair. You did it, Sparrow, exclaims Jay. If it hadn't been for you, I'd have just given up. I'd never have dreamed of trying to talk to a dragon. We were lucky, Jay, you say happily. We've kept our promise to bury the king, and we have enough treasure to make things easy for us for the rest of our lives. I'd say it was a pretty successful quest. The end. King's Quest. We did it. And in an hour. Wow, that was record timing on this one. Let's see what we got in the chat. Everybody saying hello to Cameron. Robin for lunch. That explains it, Phil. Yep, there it is. I was touched by an angel. Now we run. Yeah, free treasure. We win. We won. We found a winning ending after dying only once. Well, we didn't die. We just got robbed by bandits, and then they stole the map, and it was over. Well, that was King's Quest, my friends. Completely different from I remember. Okay, apparently that is your brother Jay, and there you are. And there was another way to get into that cave, and that's the way I went last time. But there was much rejoicing. Hooray! No more minstrels, though. All right, we had some fun. Let's take a look at the poll and see what we're going to read next time, guys. We have, and okay, so as far as my pictures are concerned, I'm going to stick with my books. So we have Revolt of the Dwarves at 57%. We have Hero Washington Square at 9, tied with Under Dragon's Wing at 9. And I'm hoping you guys can see these because I'm over YouTube right now. And then Lair of the Lich at 27%. Red would be proud. And so I'm going to end the poll with Revolt of the Dwarves winning. So Ray called it early on. The dwarves are always revolting. So we are going with Revolt of the Dwarves. And I think we may have done this one on the show before in the first season. But you can always read them again. They're always fun. And we got hopefully have a different adventure this time. Had to eat the minstrel. Yes. Oh, our adult brother. That was listening to a 12-year-old boy. Yes. Yes. Disappointed. Not long enough. Read another book. No, that's not how it works, Jess. We can chat for a bit. It was a hard winter. Damn, dwarves. It's like herding cats. Yeah, so Revolt of the Dwarves is up for next time. I will put that on my calendar so I do not forget. Next month's Endless Quest book in May is Revolt of the Dwarves. I will make some cool stuff for it. Revolt of the Dwarves. All right. All right. Lock it in. Revolt of the Dwarves. Well, that's all right, cool gamers. Good to see you, buddy. Dwarves that rob kids and leave them to die. That's what we ran into tonight. Yes. Wow. So just called it from the beginning. Oh, my goodness. I mean, Ray said the dwarves are revolting. So, hey, cool gamer. Yep. All right, so we have read another one. We have had another successful quest. King's Quest, I remember it being a lot longer. So the way I went, there was a lot different choices in this book. See if I can spot some picks that we didn't see. There is a lot of endings in this book as I'm going over it. The end. There's the dragon. We already saw the end. There. Oh, there's another picture of the dragon, and apparently you're with a wizard or a king. I'm not sure which. That's kind of cool. Everybody's saying hello. Okay, let's see what else. Another the end. I don't think I've ever seen this many the ends in a book. It looks like you get eaten by wolves in this ending. It's what happens when you go on a quest with as a 12-year-old boy. Oh, there's the band. You get the bandits catch up to you. You're running away. Oh, you got a choice on that one. Interesting. Oh, man. Oh, look at this, a ghoul. Oh, my goodness. 12-year-old boy runs into a ghoul. A 17-year-old running into a ghoul. That'd be freaking scary as hell. There was much revolting. There you go. Go back to the beginning, take the road, and not take the talk to the dragon. Change the name to 1,000 Ways to Die. We got a good ending, Jess. Let's not tempt fate. But we can look at it. The end, another ending. Oh shit. The end. Oh, we run into an owlbear and get killed in this ending. Look at that. Ah. Oh, that's if you trust the pixie. Look at that little bastard. He leads you to an owlbear. That was a good choice, guys. Oh, look at. I guess he found an end and started juggling. That's kind of cool. Like I said, there's a lot of the end. Yeah. That you getting eaten by a frog. They should change the name. Okay. See? Never trust a pixie. You're probably right, Tiger. Oh my goodness. Sprites too, man. Oh. Here's one where you jump into the water. It looks like being chased by bandits now. Like I said, there was a lot of different ways to go in this book, and a lot of endings, man. Tom McGowan, man. He had it going on. Look at this. Carrion crawlers. Oh, these two boys didn't have a chance. Phil says he never trusts. The Ray says never trust an owlbear. Phil says I trusted a pixie once, ended up at the free clinic. G.I. Joe shirt hat, underoos too. Yep, I wish, but I don't have underoos. Owl ears are easy. Ears? You just leave them alone and never go near them ever. Turn down the music? I don't know. I can hardly hear the music. Can you guys hear the music? Is it too loud? I'll turn it down, Jess. Yes. You said please, too. I am impressed, Jess. Another ending. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, see, there was this big warrior you run into. I didn't think that was your brother on the cover. You run into this big warrior throughout this adventure, and he joins your party, and we didn't even meet him. I wonder what. See, he's the one on the cover. This big warrior. I remember him. I didn't remember the brother. I'm like, a brother? What's going on? Owlbears. Yeah, I got you. I knew it. Man, bear, owl. Who is familiar with the pastry known as the elephant ear? Not me. Anybody else? Elephant ear. Another ending. Another ending. Looks like something happens in the water there. Doesn't look like you're having a good time of it. Looks like you're melting. Weird. Oh my goodness. A lot of endings in this book. There's the middle page with all the frogs. And the end. Lots of choices too. Ooh, this one looks like maybe you can join up with the bandits. Or at least they capture you, maybe. I don't know. I know Bear Claw. Yeah, me too. I think I've heard of that guy. Road Nose. There you go. Let's see. Tiger, you think trunk, but it's an ear. Yes. I don't know. Another ending. Oh my goodness. Lots of them. Look at this. It's like you run into somebody on horses that seems to be nice. Like I said, I remember this adventure very differently, but I was really young when I read this in the 80s. Oh, it does, and there's another ending. It's like somebody gets their ass booted in this. Check this thing out, man. This dude gets his ass booted.
He fell down them stairs.
He fell down them stairs. Yep. Let's see. Wow, this book, another ending. The last thing you hear is harsh swish of its club. You run into a giant? Oh my goodness. Oh, look at this crap. There's a scene where you can run into a beholder. These are kids. Oh my goodness. Tom McGowan, you are a masterful monster, my friend. Another ending.
Well, we're lucky we survived.
Yeah, when you go into the beholder, that's an ending. There's another ending. Yeah, that was his name, Redbeard, the barbarian. Here's the one where you run into a spider. The end. This book is a monster manual. Yes, it is. Never heard of a bear claw with almonds and stuff. Wow. I've never heard of a bear claw with almonds either, but maybe. I mean, I'm sure. There's another ending on the next page. The end. Oh my goodness, the amount of endings. Well, another one with the dragon. And it looks like you found a wizard in this one. So there's, I remember more companions. I remember a barbarian and a wizard. I remember a girl. But, you know, sometimes these Endless Quest books just merge together in my head. So I do remember Redbeard. There's the dinosaur. You can run into the dinosaur in the marsh. You want to find the beholder? Tiger's being difficult. Let me see. I don't know. We better Google it. Start over. I want to find the beholder. Tiger says why. I agree. I remember a girl. Yeah, I remember there was a girl companion in it, but like I said, it could have been a different book. But man, I remember another ending. Let's see. Wow. You run into a freaking grizzly bear. Look at this crap. Oh my goodness. This poor kid never had a chance.
I told you this old man sent him on a death.
Yeah, you sent him on a death host.
I'm 12 years old. What do you mean?
The end. Another ending. Wow. So many endings. Look at this. It looks like you run into that ogre they kept talking about. Oh my goodness. Like I said, this poor kid never had a chance. We got a good ending, Jess. Let's stick to that. There's the dwarf who ended us in our sleep with the stole our stuff. Another ending. A lot of Redbeard. I'm looking at this going, man, there's a lot of entries with Redbeard. There's a giant with a stone. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of art in this book. It's awesome. Another ending. Another ending. Well, this was a good one, King's Quest. So if you guys want, I'll put this back on the poll and we'll read it again, Jess. Whoa, somebody ripped one. Oh my, look at that Umber Hulk. And yes, naturally, it says the end on the next page. But look at that. An Umber Hulk, for crying out loud. What is, and I'm not sure what this is. Somebody else. It's not even you facing it. Oh man. The Oracle says a bear is typically a folded Danish filled with almond paste and cut to resemble. Maybe that's why I don't like bear claw. An elephant ear is flat, crispy pastry, often served with sugar and cinnamon. And that sounds good. Bear is grizzlier than the owly one. Yes, it was. Giant with a boner. Oh no, Ray. Okay, maybe I've never had a bear claw before. Not a real one there. We should have acquired better weapons before leaving. I agree, Jess. Maybe it's really an elephant ear. I remember both, Phil. That was an Umber Hulk. Yes, it was. Okay, and then it just has a list of the all the books that were available at the time. Which I have all of them. 1 through 18. I have all of those. I have Ring of the Ruby Dragon. That's the romance one. Think about the romance adventure I was telling Tiger about earlier. I do have that one. I can put it on the poll if you guys want. A romance one if you guys want. It's a different one. But that was King's Quest. Next time we're reading Revolt of the Dwarves. And I'll tell you what, I'll just put King's Quest back on the poll and I'll change out one of the other books. Probably the top secret one. Let's see. Elephant ear sounds yummy. Yeah, it does. I heard the bear claw could have raisins in it, so no thank you. I don't mind raisins. Raisins aren't evil, and they are evil and bug-like. They're just dried grapes. I mean, come on, Phil. Elephant ear does sound yummy. Agreed. I've had elephant ears from Publix. Ever heard of Publix? I agree, Phil. Ever had the Kroger elephant ears? Me neither. We do have a Smith's, which is a Kroger outlet here in Utah. Grapes rock. Yeah, I love grapes. You're a noob. Hey, welcome in, noob. Continue here. You are my fire. Thought you said you had bear claws, Tiger. Big like raisins. Big like raisins? Like, you know, for sure, raisins and all. You're a noob. Oh, yes. Yes. No, I have not had a bear claw, apparently. I have a story. You know, Tiger likes apple fritters, but I'm not big on them because I don't like cooked apples. I like fresh apples. So we got revolt of the dwarves. I'll put that on top. Finish it. We did. We finished the story already. You missed it. It was an apple fritter. There you go. Sultanas. Big like raisins used to be my stage name. Boom, ba-doom, boom. And Phil comes out dressed as a raisin. I'm big like raisin. I can see it now, my friend. Bug, not big. Oh, okay. Big. Okay, bug. Phil. The damn song? Oh. I don't remember. The California raisins. Heard it through the grapevine. How do you like these raisins? You're okay. Well, okay. All right. You're a noob. Welcome in. But as you can see, the chat is full of wrenches. So have at it, my friend. But you know, you may like what goes on over here on From the Hill. We do a lot of stuff. We do the Endless Quest book reading once a month. Tomorrow night is our Fridays From the Hill, which we do all sorts of things. We look at some shorty shorts. We do an attack of the prompt where somebody from the chat wins and they pick a prompt and we make AI images. That's a lot of fun. We take a cover of anything, any kind of book, and we roast it. We have a good time with that. So if you are interested in that kind of entertainment, we have a good time, and that's all we do. We don't like that other stuff. But you know, if you're interested in trolling, then you'll probably get booted out of the chat. That's what happens. Got something cool for roasting tomorrow? Yes, Tiger does. She picked a really cool cover roast. Then we also do a topic take on Fridays, and this week we have a double feature on our season finale. We have Undercover Blues, and we have True Lies that we're going to be talking about tomorrow night. That should be a lot of fun. So the first Creep Show movie, last story with the... Oh, yeah, whoa, E.G. Marshall, yes. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of roaches, but there it is. Jess knows. Down with raisins. Oh, no. That's your new stage name. I'm not big raisins anymore. I'm down with raisins. Does that mean you're down with raisins, or you're saying down with raisins?
Down with the raisin army.
You heard raisins, but you are the raisin? Okay. All right, so yes, and then we do our Fridays and chill after that. So we spend about 3 to 4 hours together on Friday nights and have a good time. You don't like the taste of roaches. Me neither, Ray. Look, he lives in Florida. We live in California. It happens, unfortunately. We're at it. We're down with Sleep Stacks. There you go, from Land of the Lost, except Enoch. Yes. So we had a great time tonight. Thank you all who joined me in the chat. Thank you all who are watching the replay. Hope you enjoyed tonight's reading of King's Quest. I had a good time. Bad nuts taste the way stinky roaches smell. Yes, that was bad. I wonder how human lung tastes. I don't know, and I don't ever want to find out. Or Sleep Stacks are cool once you get to know them. Like chicken, Phil says, that's a possibility. I don't know. I would imagine that I don't want to imagine. Yep, and this is how I am after a second live stream one night. That's why I generally don't do two. But we had to get them both in this month, and so we had the topic take earlier with Village of Hamlet. That was fun, and then we read an Endless Quest book. Had a great time. Coughed up one once, tasted like snot. Poov, you wrong there, Phil? My favorite band. I don't really have a favorite band. I like lots of different bands. I like Dio. I like Fleetwood Mac. I love the Eagles. Queen. You name it. I like a lot of different bands. So, Tool. There you go. That's a good band too. Sorry, I was chewing on. I think the chat is derailed. And that's okay. I like songs. I like songs too. We have a lot of AI generated material on our channel also. So if you're into that, then check us out. But if you're not, don't worry about it. Not everybody is. Minus the hot chili peppers. Love the Hot Chili Peppers, dude. Oh, my favorite band is Eaglewood Mac. Eaglewood Mac. Rush. Yes, sir. Fly by Night with Mountain Dew. I love Fly by Night. I love Rush. Great band. Lewis Cole. I probably am familiar with Lewis Cole's work. I've heard the name, but probably before my time, Phil. Lung affected typo. I get it. Let's go, German. I don't know a lot of German bands. Sorry, noob. The dog is trying to be good so he can earn his treat. Okay, that's what's going on behind me. Hello, FNAF and more. Favorite band is BER. Never heard of them. Dirty Loops. Not heard of them. Nowhere. Like Foreigner. Like AC/DC. Like lots of bands, man. Lots of 80s rock. Love that. Duran was awesome. Wham! Who doesn't like Wham? George Michael? You understand what I said in German? If you said something in German, it translated it. Imagine Dragons, yes.
Oh, you got him started again. Don't do that.
Yeah, I don't know, noob. If you said something in German, it was automatically translated.
I'll tell you the story later. Put it down.
Light begins shining. What is going on over there? I don't know. It's weird. We have some craziness going on here, so we're going to have to end this. I can pretend to know German. Du solltest just wegen nur well. Or well. I'm sorry. New incarnation of Linkin Park. I like the original Linkin Park. Imagine Wyverns. Oh, my goodness. All right, my friends. We're going to call it for the night. Thank you all so much for joining me. You all have a great night. I gave you my lineup for the week. We got 2 games coming up this week. Sunday is Isle of the Dragonhead. Monday is a new mag game. So check out Blackjack Patrol Platoon. And we're going to have Fury's Blackjack Platoon on that with some great players in both games. Check us out Sunday and Monday. We'll have a good time. For 86, haven't heard of them. Teen Titans. And on that note, my friends, I'm going to call it for the night. We're going to turn off this music, and we're going to have some fun with Ferris Bueller. Good night, my friends.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
Next time.